Yo, what's really good, my people? Kiwami Games here, back at it with another video for you guys. And today we are covering the Synchro Link Festival with none other than Infernoble Knights. Now this deck right here was a whole lot of fun just to learn how to play it, just learning the different combos and stuff that you can do with it. And what's different from this build from what I've seen other people use is that in this particular build, I am not using the Cursed Bamboo combos. And I figured that it's not really necessary. I know a lot of people say that it's a must-run card. But instead of running those bamboo equip cards, I decided to throw in like some board breakers, so like a triple tactics talent and some infinite impermanence and a cross-out designator. Because in honesty, like Isolde is one of your really most important cards, but also the Promethean Princess pops off in getting your combos going. So you'll see in the replays how this card right here just further extends your combos, and I never really found myself needing the bamboo equip spells. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the replays. I'll show you guys 2 or 3 different ways of playing the deck and 2 different combo lines that you can do. So let's just jump right into it. And if you enjoyed today's video, then please consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you all. Now let's get into it. Alright, my people, so in this replay we are going to go second, and we're going to go up against Mannadium. And our hand is actually pretty spicy, so I'm going to fast forward this because it's just Mannadium, so it's another combo deck, so you know it's going to take a while for him to pop off. But our hand is really great because the Neospace Connector is one of your 1-card combos, but also the Infernoble Knight All Gear and Renaud. When you have these 2 cards in your hand, you can also pop off and make a different combo line, so you'll see. Alright, so my opponent got the Amritara. He's searched for the reframing, and he's gonna go into the ScareClaw stuff. And I'll be honest, I don't think my opponent is the greatest Mannadium player. I feel like I should have definitely lost this game, but I mean, we'll see. We'll play through a couple interruptions here and there. So alright, he's got his Baron on the floor. Okay, then he's gonna go into the Promethean Princess. Alright, then the Ambler Whale, typical stuff, and then I'm guessing this is the reframing. Alright, so we draw into Heritage. So I'm gonna try to bait out as many stuff that I can, and right now he is going to negate my Rhoda with the reframing, so that's one negate out of the way. Then I'm gonna activate the Heritage, try to see if I can bait out anything. He's actually going to activate the Burrow on the floor, so he just wasted 2 interruptions on nothing. Alright, so now we normal summon the Neospace, getting our Aqua Dolphin. Then I'm going to activate the Aqua Dolphin so that I can see what he's got in his hands. Okay, so we're going to search for the Turpin. So now we're going to activate the Aqua Dolphin, send in the Turpin to the graveyard, and actually we just got a Nibiru. So now I know I'm under Nibiru, so I got to be careful. Okay, so now we go into our Isolde, and then this is like, you know, your typical combo stuff. And then here I'm going to search for the Roland. And the reason why I search for the Roland is because I can activate him during my opponent's turn, which he's just going to be able to attach himself to a monster as an equipped card. So that can help like the gear for it pop off and stuff like that. And the next here is what's different from people that run the Bamboo Sword combo. Since we don't run the Bamboo Sword combo, we're just going to mill 1 equip card, and that equip card that we're going to mill is going to be the Angelica right here. So we're going to mill the Angelica's Ring. So this is going to allow us to special summon a level 1 Infernoble monster. So we're going to special summon the Rikka. Now the Rikka has an effect that when he is special summoned, he can special summon an Infernoble Knight from our graveyard. But if you use his effect, you're going to be locked into warrior monsters only. So I am not going to activate that effect just yet. So now I'm going to use Isolde and Rikka to make a Promethean Princess. Okay, but he's first actually going to pop off with his Promethean Princess. Alright, so now I'm going to activate the other effect of Rikka, which he can banish himself from the graveyard, and then you can special summon a level 4 lower warrior monster from your hand. Okay, so we special summon the Ogier. The Ogier is going to mill the Gearfrit. So now, because we control a fire warrior monster, we can special summon the Renaud. And then the Renaud is going to add the Gearfrit back to my hand. Okay, so now we banish one of our equip spells so that we can special summon the Gearfrit. And then now the level 1 Renaud with the level 9 Gearfrit, we can go into our Barrel on the floor. So now we are protected from the Nibiru. Okay, now we're going to go into our Promethean Princess. Okay, then here the Promethean Princess is going to bring back the Gearfrit. And then we're going to attach ourselves to the Gearfrit. So now the Gearfrit can also negate the Nibiru. So now we got 2 monster negates. Okay, and then since we control a monster with an equip spell, then the Turpin can special summon itself from the graveyard. Alright, so now with these 2 monsters, we're going to go into our Ambler Whale. Okay, then we're going to pop the Burrow on the floor. And then we're going to go into battle. So we're going to get rid of the Promethean Princess. Okay, the Ambler Whale is going to activate, but we're going to negate with the Gearfrit. Alright, then we're going to pop this ball, and then it's going to activate. It's going to be able to resummon another ball. So we're going to smack that ball, and it's going to resummon another ball. But now it's good because now we know he doesn't have more balls that he can special summon. Then he's going to activate Nibiru, but we're going to negate with the Baron on the floor. Alright, and then now in my opponent's turn, I can attach the Roland into the Gearfrit, giving him another monster negate. Alright, and then he's going to pop my Gearfrit with the field spell, but then he's going to call it quits because he's got the Visa Starfrost, which is a tuner, and then he's got the Bald, which is another tuner, so he wasn't able to like synchro summon into anything, so he's just gonna call it quits. But here pretty much showed you how much interruption we were able to play through, and we didn't need the Cursed Bamboo Swords. So I just wanted to show that, so let's just move on to our second replay. Alright my people, so in this replay we are gonna go up against a ScareClaw deck. Alright, we're gonna go second. Alright, he's gonna start 1 for 1. Getting rid of a Parallel Exceed. Special summoning a 4-mid skipper. And I gotta admit, this is one different way of playing ScareClaw. I've never seen anybody play ScareClaw this way. So he's gonna go into his Lightheart. Lightheart's gonna activate. Try to get himself a field spell, but I'm going to imperm that. I know that's kind of like a risky play because he could potentially have like a field spell already in his hand, but you know, high risk, high reward. Okay, so he's playing script. Well, I've never seen these cards. I've never seen anybody play ScareClaw with these cards, so interesting. Alright, with these 3 monsters, he's gonna go into his Tri-Heart. Okay, that's all he wrote. Alright. Now we're gonna go our Neo Space, and I start with the Neo Space because I do have the Ogier, which is another starter, but because I don't have the Renaud, then the best thing to do is to open up with the Connector. Okay, so the Connector is gonna special summon the Dolphin. I'm gonna activate the Dolphin by sending the Morgus to the graveyard just to see what our opponent has in his hand. So we see it's no hand trap, so we're good to go. So we're gonna go into our Isolde, and as always, the Isolde is gonna add the Roland first. Okay, then we're gonna send the Angelica to the graveyard, special summon the Ricadetto. Do not activate the Ricadetto. We're gonna go into our Promethean Princess first. Then we're gonna special summon back the Ricadetto. Alright, and then now we activate the Ricadetto, special summoning back our Morgus. Okay, and then with these 2 monsters, we're gonna go into our Angelica. Okay, then the Angelica is gonna get us our field spell. Alright, so we activate the field spell, getting ourselves our Joyous. We're going to activate the Joyous, targeting the Angelica. The Angelica is going to trigger, banishing herself so that we can special summon the Synchro Roland, and we're going to mill the Turpin. Alright, then we're gonna activate the Durendo. And before we activate the Durendo, we're gonna special summon the Turpin. Okay, now we activate Durendo, searching for our Renaud. Okay, now with these two monsters, we're gonna go into our Emperor Charles. Alright, then we're gonna attach ourselves to the Charles. Then we're gonna be able to pop, but I completely forgot that the Tri-Hard is unaffected by monsters that are in defense, so I tried to pop the Tri-Hard, but yes, we failed. Haven't played against the ScareClaw player in such a long time. Okay, so we're gonna attach the Charles as an Eclipse spell, and then the field spell is gonna allow us to special summon the Charles from the Eclipse spell into our main monster zone. Okay, then we're gonna attach ourselves to the Charles so that we can special summon the Renaud. The Renaud is gonna bring back our Turpin, and our opponent is just gonna scoop because we are just comboing for days, bro. From here, I could have made like a second Charles. That would have been 2 Link monsters with like 4,000 attack, and it would have just been game. Alright, my people. In this replay, we are gonna go up against, I believe it's Tri-Brigade, and we're gonna go first. Alright, so we're gonna normal summon all gear, send the gear fruit to the graveyard, special summon the Renaud, get the gear fruit back into our hands via the Renaud, use these two to go into our Lonsalian. I can never pronounce his name. Okay, then the Lonsalian is gonna get us our Almaze, then the Almaze is gonna get us our Durendo. Okay, so now we special summon the gear fruit, then we're gonna attach the old gear to the gear fruit, but first we're just gonna search for the Fire Flint Lady. Alright, and then now since the Gearfried has something attached, he can negate anything, so we're protected from like Nibiru or anything like that. Okay, now with these two monsters, we're gonna go into our Isolde. Okay, Isolde is gonna get our Roland, and then we're gonna send the Angelica to the graveyard, special summon the Rikka. Okay, and then our opponent's gonna hit us with the Ash Blossom, but we're gonna negate it with the Gearfried. And then he's gonna hit me with the Cyclone Gamma, but I'm gonna negate that with the Ash Blossom. Now bear in mind, we know that the Cyclone Gamma is not once per turn, so we have to be careful with what we activate next. But the reason why I negate the Cyclone is because I want to get the Promethean Princess in the graveyard. So that's what we do. We go now into a Promethean Princess, and then we activate the Promethean Princess, and he's going to negate and destroy the Princess. Alright, and now we attach the old gear to the Gearfried, so now the Gearfried has a negate during my opponent's turn. Alright, so opponent's gonna activate Albion. Then he's gonna activate Fire Formation Tenki, getting himself the Fractal. Okay, then he's gonna activate Twin Twisters, getting rid of my back row, so I guess my opponent knows how my deck works. Alright, and then this is why Roland is amazing. So now I can activate Roland and I can attach himself to the Gearfried. So now the Gearfried is going to get back his monster negate. And then our opponent notices that, so he just knows whatever he summons next is going to get negated, so he just scoops. So this replay, I just wanted to show how like the Roland can come in clutch. I know sometimes the Roland is not really used by a lot of Infernoble players, but I decided to run him for that specific reason, that he can just be an extra negate for Gearfried if our back row gets destroyed. Alright, my people. So in this replay, we're going to go up against the big homie Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Alright, so he's going to start with his White Stone, linking off to a Striker Dragon. Okay, then the White Stone is going to activate, getting himself a Blue Eyes to the hand. Okay, then he's gonna go and special summon his alternative White Dragon, the Dictator of D. He's gonna mill some cards. I give it up to my opponent. You know, I know Blue Eyes right now, it's not the greatest deck of all, but this dude right here, he pops off. He knows what he's doing. So he's gonna go into the Heretic Seal. Okay, then he's gonna make an IP Masquerena. And then that's all he wrote. Alright, so now we're going to activate our museum. Normal summon the Ogre. He's gonna hit me with the Ash Blossom, but lucky for us, we got that call by the grave. Alright, so we give Shorty the finger. Okay, and then we're gonna send the Gearford to the graveyard. Okay, then we're gonna activate the museum, getting our Almaze. We're gonna activate the Almaze, getting ourselves a Durendo, but he's going to tribute away my Ogre, so that puts a stop to that play. Okay, he's gonna special summon his little stone. I'm gonna banish the Rikka so that I can special summon the Ogre once again. Okay, and then with those two monsters, he's gonna go into his Unicorn. Alright, then with the Unicorn, he's gonna spin back my card. And then he puts a stop to me, so that's all we wrote. Alright, now he's gonna get his Jet Dragon out into the field. Like, I give it up to my opponent, man. My opponent pops off. Alright, since he banished his White Stone, which is the light monster, he's gonna be able to recycle it and draw a card. But I guess he's going into the problem with Blue Eyes, which is that it bricks a lot, so I guess he didn't draw into anything. So we got our 1-card combo right here. So we normally summon the Neospatian, special summon the Aqua Dolphin, use these two monsters, go into our Isolde. Okay, then we're gonna activate the Soul, add and roll into our hand. Then we're gonna mill 1 card. But before that, I'm gonna activate the field spell, getting my Joyous. Activate the Joyous so that we can get our Gearford back to our hand. Okay, then now we can special summon the Gearford by banishing the Joyous. Alright, then I'm going to send the Durendo, special summon the Renaud. Renaud is going to get the Durendo back to my hand. Then we're going to activate the Durendo, attaching it to the Renaud. Activate our Angelica, attaching it to the Renaud. Okay, then we're going to get ourselves our Turpin. And then now, since we control a monster with an Eclipse spell, the Turpin can special summon itself. Okay, now with these two monsters, we're going to go into our Promethean Princess. Activate Promethean Princess, getting back the Renaud. Then with the Princess and the Turpin, we're going to go into our Ambler Whale. Get Shamu out here to the field. Okay, then we're going to attach ourselves to the Gearfrit. Then we're going to set Infinite Permanence. The Jet Dragon is going to activate, but we're going to negate with the Gearfrit. Alright, and then we're going to activate Gearfrit Tekken Effect, which means he can non-target steal one of our opponent's monsters and attach it as an Eclipse spell. And then our opponent, I guess, bricks, problem with Blue Eyes, so it's back to us. Alright, we special summon the Turpin because we control a monster that has an Eclipse spell. And then we smack our opponent for game. With 400 points left, we smack him up. Alright, my people, so in this replay, we are going to go up against TG. Okay, we're going to go first. And then I wanted to show this replay because, as you can see, we do not have none of our regular starters. So just to see what we can do when we don't have our regular starters. So we're going to normal summon the Oliver. We're going to attach the Durendo. With the Durendo, we're going to search for nothing because he's got the Ash Blossom. But I beg to differ. I got that call by the grave. So we're going to call the homie from the mortuary. Put a stop to that Cherry Blossom chick. Alright, and then we're going to search for the Renaud, and then since we control a fire warrior monster, we can special summon the Renaud. And then we're going to get back our Durendo from the graveyard. Okay, then we're going to go into our Isolde. Okay, then Isolde is going to add the roll in, but he's going to hit me with the Infinite Permanence. So sad times for the homies. And that is a big blow to us. Like, Isolde getting Imperm is like a really bad counter. So that's all we wrote. So we're just gonna go pass turn. So our opponent now is on TG. So I'm gonna fast forward this a little bit because he is just going to Synchro summon out of his ass. Alright, but Nibiru comes in clutch for us. So lucky for us, we got the Nibiru. Alright, so I just wait for the most opportune moment, and I felt right here is the best opportune moment to hit him with the rock. Alright, and then since the Durendo was attached to the Assault, that's why I was able to special summon the Renaud, and then the Renaud was able to recycle my Oliver. Alright, so now we normal summon Ogier, send the Gearfrit to the graveyard, and then we're going to go into our second Assault. So this is why you run 2 Assaults in the deck. It's really important. Okay, then we're going to add the Roland, send the Angelica to the graveyard, special summon the Rikka, and then this time I decided to use the Rikka and not go for the Promethean Princess play. So we bring back the Ogre. And then with these 2 monsters, we're going to go into the Angelica. Alright, then the Angelica is going to give me the field spell. Alright, then we're going to attach ourselves to the Angelica. That's going to allow her to banish herself from the graveyard. And then we're going to send the Turpin to the graveyard. And we're going to special summon the Synchro Roland. Okay, so we activate the field spell. Getting ourselves our Owl Maze, activate the Owl Maze. Okay, now since a monster has an equipped spell attached to him, the Turpin can special summon itself. So now we got level 4, level 5. We can go into our Charles. Alright. Okay, then we can attach ourselves to the Charles. And then the Charles, when he gets attached with something, he's going to be able to pop a card on the field. So we pop his back row. Then we're going to special summon our Gearfrit by banishing our Durendo, and then that's all our opponent wrote. Like, this deck is really a lot of fun, bro. I really like this deck. It pops off and it's just crazy. Alright, let's keep it moving. Alright, my people. So in this replay, we are going to go up against Rikka. And this time we're going to go first. So here we have 2 of our starters. So we got the Neo Space Connector, and we have Ogier with Renaud in our hand. So we can go either way. Okay, so this one we're going to normal summon Ogier. We're going to send the Gearfrit to the graveyard. And then since we control a fire warrior monster, the Renaud can special summon itself. And then we can get the Gearfrit back into our hand. Okay, so now with these 2, we're going to go, instead of going into Assault, we're actually going to go into, what's his name? Lon Salen. Alright, and then he's going to equip the All Maze. So we're going to activate the All Maze, getting our Durendo. Then now we can special summon the Gearfrit. Alright, and then we can search now for the Turpin with our Durendo. And then we're going to attach ourselves to the Gearfrit. And now all of this was done under 5 summons. So right now we are protected from Nibiru, just in case if our opponent would have Nibiru. So this is like another benefit of running this card right here, where we don't even need the Cursed Bamboo Swords. Alright, and then since we control a monster with an equipped spell, the Turpin can special summon itself. And then now with these 2 monsters, we can go into our Assault plays. Alright, so we're going to add the Roland. Okay, and then we're going to mill the Angelica. And then now here, the Rikka, if you use his effect, then you're going to be locked into warrior monsters only. So I'm not going to activate its effect first. I'm going to go into Promethean Princess first. And the reason why we're going to Promethean Princess is because you want to have her in the graveyard so that she can be interruption during your opponent's turn. And then now we bring back the Rikka, and then now the Rikka can special summon the Turpin. And now with the Turpin and the Rikka, we can go into our Angelica. And then the Angelica is going to search for our field spell. Okay, so we activate the Museum of Natural Ass Whooping. And then we're going to search for the Joyous. We're going to activate the Joyous. That's going to trigger the Angelica to get scared. And so she's going to banish herself. And then we can special summon a Roland from our extra deck. And then I'm going to send Malgus to the graveyard. And the reason why I send the Malgus is because now this card is going to allow me to put 3 cards back into my deck, and then I can draw a card. Okay, so we activate the Malgus. So we get our All Maze, our Joyous, and our Durendo back into our deck. And then we draw into our Fire Flint Lady, which is another extender. Alright, and then here I misplayed right here a little bit. I misclicked with the Turpin. I didn't mean to attach the Turpin. I meant to special summon the Turpin. And thus I had to now use the museum to special summon the Turpin from the spell trap zone into our monster zone. So this is going to prevent me from not making 2 Charles later on. So it was a little bit of a misplay on my part. But anyway, so now we're going to go into your typical Infernoble combo. Alright, so now I'm going to pop the Promethean Princess because we want her in the graveyard. And then now we're going to make our Emperor Charles the Great. Alright, then we're going to bring back the Synchro Charles. Alright, then now the Angelica comes back. Then we're going to equip the Angelica's ring. And then we're going to equip all of these monsters right here. That's pretty much going to give our Emperor Charles protections. Alright, so Rikka, because it was activated, the Angelica automatically is going to negate the first spell or trap card that gets activated. Alright, and then I play Rikka Sanavalon, so I know that the Con it's problematic. Like this card, you have to get rid of it as soon as possible. So we're going to pop it. Okay, then he's going to make a Dryad. And before the Dryad activates, I am going to pop it because again, I know that the Dryad is also another combo starter. And then since he already normal summoned, I felt like it's okay for me to do that. Okay, then he's going to try to expand with the Lily Borea, so I'm going to negate the Lily Borea with the Gearfried. Alright, and then that's all my opponent wrote. Alright, so now we just put everything in attack position and we have more than enough for lethal damage. So I hope you guys can see how you can still go full blown Bombo combo without needing the Cursed Bamboo Swords. Because I feel like those cards are just like extra unnecessary bricks that you can kind of replace with more of like a board breaker or any other card that can make the deck more consistent. So yeah, let's keep it moving. Alright my people, welcome to the deck list portion of the video. And if you made it this far into the video, thank you all so much. I greatly appreciate it, you guys sticking around with me. And if you happen to play Infernobles, let me know. Which way do you prefer to play it? Do you prefer running the Cursed Bamboo equip spells and all of that? Or would you prefer running it this way? Let me know down below. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the deck list. So first of all, we're running one Roland. Roland, as you saw, I always add him with Isolde's first effect because he's going to be able to attach himself to like the Gearfried during your opponent's turn, giving the Gearfried like a monster negate. Then we have 3 Renaud. Renaud is like a really super good extender, especially if you open up with Ogre, you want to see Renaud and then you can just pop off. And then talking about extenders, the Fire Flint Lady is one of your other extender. Okay, then we have 1 Kurikara. This is just, you know, for board breaking purposes. Then we got the Rikka. The Rikka, when it's special summoned, he can special summon a level 4 lower fire warrior monsters from your hand or graveyard. I'm sorry, not from your hand, from your graveyard. Okay, then we got the Aqua Dolphin. You just need it in relationship to the Neospace connector. Then we have 3 Ash Blossom, of course, you already know. Okay, then we have our 1 card combo starter, our Neospace connector. Okay, then we run 3 Ogre, which is another our 2 card combo starter. Okay, then we have 1 Oliver. So the Oliver, you can send a fire monster or an equipped spell from your hand or face up field to the graveyard, and then you can special summon this card from your hand, and then it just becomes a level 1. Okay, then we have the Morgus. As you saw, when he is milled to the graveyard, he can target 3 cards from your graveyard or Banish Zone, and then you can put them back in your deck, and then you can draw 1 card. Okay, then we have Turpin, one of your absolute must-have cards in the deck. This is like your extender, and because it's a level 4, it's going to allow you to go into your Synchro Charles, but he can special summon himself from the graveyard or the hand as long as you control a monster that has an equipped spell attached to it. Okay, then we have Gearfried. Gearfried is going to be your monster negate and also going to protect you from Nibiru whenever you open up with Ogre and Renaud. And then speaking about Nibiru, just another kind of board breaker. Okay, then we have reinforcement of the army. I mean, since all of our cards are pretty much warriors, so it makes sense. You need to have your rota just for consistency purposes. And then we run 3 heritage because this pretty much searches just about any of your noble arms cards. Okay, then we have triple tactics talent, just as sort of like another board breaker, or if we need to draw cards. Okay, then we have 2 Dorendos. Okay, then we have 1 Joyous, and we have 1 Almaze and 1 Angelic Ring. Then we have 3 Noble Arms Museum, and then we got 2 Called by the Graves, 1 Cross Out Designator, and 2 Infinite Impermanence. So I rather run these cards instead of running the Bamboo Shields just for going second purposes, because the deck can struggle going second, especially if you don't have any like board breaking cards or anything like that. And then it allowed me to keep the deck at 40, which makes the consistency even better. Alright, and then for the extra deck we have 1 Lawn Silent. If you're not gonna do the Ogre and Renaud combo, then you don't need to run this card right here. He's only there because it's really easy to make it if you're gonna do the Ogre and Renaud combo. Okay, then we have 1 Captain Roland. Then we got 2 Angelicas. I don't think you really need to, so you can cut 1 out and put whatever you want. Okay, then we have 1 Charles, 1 Baron de Fleur. And then we got 2 Emperor Charles the Great. I don't know why this card doesn't have an animation. Konami, what the hell are y'all doing? Okay, then we have 2 Assault, really necessary. Okay, then we have 1 Hida, 1 Ferocious Flame Swordsman, 1 Promethean Princess, 1 Ambler Whale, and 1 Apollo USA, as DK says, but Appaloosa. Alright, and then that's the deck for the Synchro Event Festival. Let me know what you guys think. I really had a good time just learning this deck and yeah, piloting it, and it was just really easy to breeze through the event. I might take it into rank. Let me know what you guys would like to see next. If you like to see this playing in rank, or if you like to see any other deck, let me know down below and I'll try to get to it. So thank you all so much for riding with me. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Much love. Kiwami Games. Peace out.